How to track your keyword ranks daily or hourly. Now, why is this important and how can it make you money? Well, tracking your keywords daily is going to help you to understand where your products are appearing in search results on Amazon. And if you're not on page one for your most important keywords, you're probably missing out on some sales. Now, hourly tracking is actually something that's very unique to Helium 10 and something you should be doing. Tracking once a day will give you a good idea of your ranking, but search results can actually vary based on location, browser, and the time of day, which is why hourly tracking is actually really important. So let me give you a little example. For example, if I search a keyword at 11 p.m. in California, my product might be in position 7 on page 1, but across the street, someone might be searching the same exact keyword using a different browser, and they might see my product on page 2 or might even see it on page 11. Most of the time, rankings don't fluctuate that drastically, but sometimes they do, and that's why hourly tracking is essential. A keyword tracker that updates 24 times a day and rotates browsing scenarios, checking from different locations, browsers, and even the Amazon app gives a more accurate picture of your ranking. If your ranking graph is steady, you're likely showing up consistently across different browsing scenarios. But if the rankings are fluctuating like up and down like this, by the hour, you may not be appearing where you actually think you are. And this is why tracking keywords at least daily is crucial. But for your most important keywords, hourly tracking provides the best insights. So now let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to start tracking your keywords in Keyword Tracker. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open up Keyword Tracker and you can see we're already tracking some things. But if you want to add a product or a different thing to track, you can actually add the product right here. Now you can add your own products or you can add your competitors' products. You can add any ASIN on here. So you're going to choose your marketplace. If you have your account connected here, it's going to show your products down here. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste an ASIN that I found, and it's a coffin letter board. And I'm just going to show you how to set this one up. And I'm going to put coffin letter board, coffin. And actually right here, it says track parent ASIN. I'm going to cancel this. It's better to track each ASIN. And so I usually don't do that. So coffin letterboard for Halloween, spooky coffin letterboard. Okay, so I'm just gonna, add those, and basically I'm just gonna hit start tracking, and it'll show up in here. And it does take a little bit of time. Now, if you actually, haven't been tracking for a long time, if we have the data, we can go back in time and show you all the data that we have. So, don't worry if you haven't been tracking, you want to see kind of your history, you can actually still go back in time and see that. But I'm going to go back up here to one of my products that I'm already taking a look at or I've already set up. And let's go ahead and take a look. So we've got coffin shelf for wall. So we can actually see the search volume here, and we can see our organic rank graph. And if you click on this graph, it's actually going to show you whatever time frame you want. So you can see the last 30 days, or you can actually say, hey, I want to see the last 90 days or the last year. And it's going to show you your organic rank here over time. A lot of times you'll see pretty consistent flow along here, but if you do see some gaps, that usually is an indication that you're going to want to track these things hourly. Let me see if I can find something with a gap. This is a gap, but it's not really consistent here. So say it was fluctuating up and down and you see a gap here, it would be a really good idea to do some hourly tracking, because then you can see, hey, maybe at the time that this was checked, I wasn't really ranking, but there is, a point in time where I am ranking, or there's a scenario where I am ranking. And so that's why the hourly tracking is really helpful. And so the way that you do hourly tracking is, say this is a really important keyword like coffin shelf for wall. That's pretty important for a coffin shelf. I can click on this boost button, and what it's going to do is it's going to, for 10 days, track the rank on this particular keyword every hour on the hour. So that's going to give you a more indication of, whether or not you're ranking at all. So when you see these kind of gaps, it'll help you to kind of fill in the information, because this was probably only checking once a day. So you can't really say, this for sure wasn't ranking. But if you do hourly, it usually will show you some rank in there, because it does, change based on the browsing scenario, location, and all of that information. But you can see all kinds of great information. You can also scroll over and you can see the sponsored rank here. And that's a really important one as well if you're doing advertising, so you can see where you're ranking and how well your advertising is doing. You can also see the keyword sales and some other important information like the click share and conversion share. If you have brand analytics and your Helium 10 account connected to Seller Central, you can see all this data. So this is a very important and very helpful data point to be making sure that you're tracking your keywords to make sure that you're showing up for what people are actually searching for. So overall, tracking your keywords, it's really, really crucial. And I just showed you how easy it is. It's so easy to set up. You can just add a product to the keyword tracker in seconds and start tracking your most important keywords. And a lot of questions about, how many keywords should you track per product? Well, everyone has their own method, but I usually track probably about 50 to 100. But some people might track 300 or 400 per product. It's up to you. And it's also up to, how much you have in your account, because depending on your account level, you will have different amounts of abilities to track. So that's something to think about. But just make sure that you're tracking consistently. And for the most part, tracking those really important keywords. Turn on the boost feature to get a clear view of the ranking changes throughout the day within the 24-hour period, and you will be all set. So if you haven't set this up, go ahead and set this up right now.